Bagaetsho le kae? Ke dumedisa lona, my family, and I'm humbled to be addressing you in this matter. And then I ask that you understand the reality of it as it is. You all know me to be working in the South African National Defence Force since 13 January 2003. You all know me to be a father of Nyiko and Alutha. You all know me to be uncle of all my nephews and nieces. You all know me to be a brother to all my siblings, as you are. I have a reality along hore in the office of the Chief of the South African National Defence Force. There is a personal support staff officer, who is denying me access to the Chief of Defence Force in relation to my current aggravating reality. He resorts to say all other things that can be said other than to meet the terms that are in the letter before him. The reality of the terms in the letter before the office of the Chief of the South African National Defence Force is the reality of my life. My right to life is entrusted to the nation and the state. It is the truth. Even if it so happens that I die tomorrow as a result of any other act, know it to be true that I have never been convicted to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years as falsely or misrepresented in the DOD PESOL system. And when I tell the office of the Chief of the South African National Defence Force to correct this particular matter, the Chief, the office, the PSO therein finds any other reason to be alleging all other kinds of stuff that I am depressed and suffering from. I don't know what social thing is, medias or whatever, but whatever his opinions are, any other thing other than to address the problem at hand, which is the misrepresentation on the DOD PESOL system. When you go to the DOD PESOL system right now, you will find that section 105 is written as the lawful reason for my current aggravating circumstances. And when you look at that particular lawful reason, you will find the truth, which is misrepresented. I am misrepresented as if I am convicted to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years. When I go to the office of the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, the PSO tells me, no, the Chief is busy dealing with other matters, and then I must continue to suffer, and then I must continue to suffer. They don't care who did wrong and what. They know I must just continue to suffer. They are protecting the people that have done the wrong, and then they don't care about the law. They don't care about the suffering of my family. They just don't care. And they are the defense force, and then they don't care. And they earn their salary, but they just don't care. There are procedures, and those procedures must be guarded by the South African National Defence Force. The South African National Defence Force cannot fail in its duties, and it cannot be caused to fail in its duties. However, the reality of the administration of our current incumbent president, who is employed to uphold, defend and respect the Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic and promote the unity of the nation and that which will advance the Republic, is achieving the opposite. And that particular opposite brings us to this current aggravating reality. Good people, I am well in thoughts, I am sane, I am everything that you know from your brother, from your uncle, from your child, and from your son, father, friend, and a person you care for. I have done nothing wrong. I have only served and defended my country and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law. Panasco umbone Kokoto, you have came and then sat and listened to the proceedings. Sindo umbone Kokoto, you have came and sat with Mandisa, our friend, in the proceedings. Malume Bene, Reverend Ntwane umbone ko High Court of Cape Town, arguing these particular matters. And I have done so diligently in accordance with the Constitution and the law, as you have seen. Because the bottom line is the terms that were advanced in the record of court, as they shall forever remain. And that particular record of court affects us all as a nation and the state. The reality no, simply because of a misrepresentation that is there sitting on the DOD PESOL system. That is the truth. Sorry. The truth that one cannot run away from. Because even if you go 10 years to come, and the Defense Force asking them, what happened to our uncle, what happened to our son, what happened to our brother, what happened to Sylvester Volane Madala Mangolele with force number 99004046. The reality that you will find is this reality. This is the reality that you will find on your brother's name. There is my first number, there is my rank, my initials, and then my name. And then termination, application reason, OB, they call it offensive behavior, section 105. And you go, when was it done? It was done 2018-08 in August. It was done by Mr. Marcel Duvet, whose telephone number is that one. When I call him, he says I must go to the office of the Chief of Defense Force You go to the office of the Chief of Defense Force, they say you must wait in hunger and you must wait in torture, and I explain to you what is torture. Because torture, it is something that is defined in terms of this act, where it means any act by which severe pain or suffering, whether physical or mental, is intentionally inflicted on a person for such purposes as to obtain information or confession from him or her or any other person, punish him or her for an act he or she or any other person has committed, is suspected of having committed, or is planning to commit, or intimidate or coerce him or her or any other person to do or to refrain from doing anything, or for any other reason based on discrimination of any kind. Good people, the reality about offenses of this torture is, it is written in law. This is the law, Prevention of Combating and Torture of Persons Act. Any person who commits torture, attempts to commit torture, or incites, instigates, commands, or procures any person to commit torture is guilty of an offense of torture and is on conviction liable to imprisonment, including imprisonment for life. Any person who participates in torture or who conspires with a public official to aid or procure the commission of or to commit torture is guilty of an offense of torture and is on conviction liable to imprisonment, including imprisonment for life. Despite any other law to the contrary, including customary international law, the fact that an accused person is or was a head of state or government, a member of a government or parliament, an elected representative or a government official, or was under a legal obligation to obey a manifestly unlawful order of a government or superior, is neither a defense to a charge of committing an offense referred to in this section, nor is a ground for any possible reduction of sentence once that person has been convicted of such an offense. No exceptional circumstances whatsoever, including but not limited to a state of war, threat of war, internal political instability, national security, or any state of emergency may be invoked as a justification for torture. No one shall be punished for disobeying an order to commit torture. The reality of this matter is a lawful reality, where you find people simply because they feel that they are in superior offices, they are above the law, and the law does not apply to them. And the misrepresentation that was done on my name is in terms of section 105, because when you come back here, and I want you to see as a family, such that you get to understand offensive behavior is talking about any member of a defense force or employee of a department whose verbal or physical conduct degenerates humiliates or shows hostility or aversion to any other person on the grounds of that person's race, gender, sex, pregnancy, marital status, ethnic or social origin, color, sexual orientation, age, disability, religion, conscience, belief, culture, language, or birth, is guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to imprisonment not exceeding 5 years. Where a member or employee of the department is convicted for any offense and the commission of the offense is accompanied by any offensive behavior contemplated in subsection 1, such behavior must be regarded as being an aggravating factor in passing sentence on the accused. So one must have been the accused, and one must have been convicted. To be the accused, you need to be in court. The conviction needs to be given by a judge. So this did not happen to me. And we are sitting in this particular reality where you are all feeling pain as a result of this misrepresentation. The misrepresentation that has basically destroyed our trust as a family and our standing as a united nation. You have been led, many of you, to lose faith upon me as a brother, to lose faith upon me as a person, as a result of this untruth. As my family, I need you to understand the reality of this particular matter. I need you to understand that I have left at home following this particular signal. It was a signal from Naval Base Simonstown, SMST means Simonstown, to the Chief of the Navy and informing the Common Fleet. Its authority original reference is EXE 2869, 28 July 2020. On this day, it was declared to all by the court of a military judge that I, Mangolele, am not guilty, am not guilty, am not guilty, I am not guilty, I am not guilty of any charge that has been preferred against me. And the charges are Section 14B on 4 counts and 1 count of Section 30A of the Military Disciplinary Code. I have inquired this, got it from Warrant Molomo or Warrant Rushin, and I've called them on this particular number. After I have seen one of the many people that wants me back in my office to come and fix the Defense Force has published this unclassified information to the public and has fostered transparency to allow me to see it and act upon it. And then I left home from Kuma on 18 August. And then slept at a friend's place. And then on 19 August, I followed these statutory terms in this letter. 19 August, I was at number 4 Cable Hill Road, Simonstown, as per this particular letter, stating that this is Lieutenant Commander S.V. Mangolele, that is me, Lieutenant Commander, and administrative discharge. Not administrative discharge, it's administrative discharge. So I don't know whether you are told you must discharge from the address of the streets to this address, but then at any given event, this is given as your address. And this was on 17 August. This was given by the Chief of the South African Navy. This is the office that administers the housing of the South African Navy, and such function is executed by the Flag Officer Commanding Naval Base Simonstown. However, this was after my constitutional address was on the streets, so one would easily think you've been discharged from the streets back to your address. And in any event, you've approached the judiciary in this regard, you have found that the judiciary does not want to call the author, the Chief of the South African Navy, Vice Admiral Samuel Shongwane, to come and account on the matter. And the reality of the matter is that this letter refers to the letter dated 26 July 2018, which I have shown on the other videos, and then it talks about that. But in any event, what happened on the 19th of August is following this instruction, because you will find that I have learned about this on the 3rd of June 2020, and then I have had it corrected or cross-referenced with the record of court and compelled Lexato to actually bring what is on the record of court at Lexato in relation to section 105. And in relation thereto, Lexato find that there was no charge forwarded to its record in terms of section 105. Therefore, the conviction did not happen at Lexato, because Lexato does not have a record of the conviction in terms of section 105 of the Defense Act. This required conviction. Do you understand as a family? We are a strong family from the tree of Mabuse, united in our diversity from all respective families. Together, we understand the reality of our country and its people. We understand what must happen. I ask not to deter you from your beliefs. I just only ask you to see the actual truth that has been displayed on my name. I am not asking for your sympathy as a family. I am asking for your understanding as a family, so that you can be able to teach my children Nyiko and Alutha Songelwa correctly. They are our family. They are your children. I know that you are angry, and I know you have been preserving your anger out of respect for me as a brother to all of you. I know this has affected you negatively. I am sitting with this current reality, wherein today the PSO is telling me to continue to suffer, or I must go to court, or I can go to IPD, or I can go anywhere. If you understand the reality is that is making me a fool to say go anywhere else other than coming here where your salary must be paid, because anywhere you go you will have to come here where your salary must be paid. Just don't come here where your salary must be paid. Don't come here. Go to court, hey. Go to court. Go to the police station, hey. Yeah, go, but just don't come here. Even when you come back and you say, yes, the court order that already exists. Hey, only court order, don't come here. Oh, only case number, still don't come here. Motu says here, now he does not understand the concept of irreparable harm. Yet I trust that such a person is legally qualified. Fellow South Africans, my family is all of you, because South Africa is one. Mane, you are one. Rangwane, you are one. Mamogolo, you are one. Malome, you are one. Mamalome, you are one. Koko, you are one. Babotle, we are one. Babotle, re tlo re ke South Africa. Babotle, re dula mo South Africa. Babotle are all the people that I serve and defend in accordance with the Constitution and the law. I ask you to understand. Ntho e tsagalang mo. And it doesn't matter hore ka usane ke ya ko khoto, and ke ya dula. It doesn't matter hore ke ya ko police station or ke ya dula. It doesn't matter hore ke phonela wena or ke etsa video effing or ke ya dula. What matters is hore the office of General Rosane Maopwanya must take an action to correct this particular misrepresentation that is in the DOD PESOL system on my name. Ka gonne, this is what I am suffering from. This, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how good or bad what you talk about. This is what you will always find in the DOD PESOL system. This is what is displayed about my career of loyal service in the South African National Defence Force since 2003, January 13. It is true that this is false. It is true. You now understand what is offensive behavior. You now understand how corruption is killing our country. The anger that you've had towards me, don't channel it to me. Channel it to corruption. And the unfortunate thing is that I do not want a family driven by anger. That is why I must end corruption. For the sake of my family, for the sake of everyone. And the only way to end corruption is to tell the truth, which sets all people free. I cannot say that I have ate biscuits or eat some more. I have not, because I cannot afford them. I cannot say that you are happy as a family in regarding this particular situation, because you are not. I have went to all offices of state with respect. Excuse me. You have all seen me in that regard. Go high. With respect. All white. As I am right now. To say to people, listen, this is what had happened. To say to those people, listen, this is what had happened. Act according to your mandate. Act according to your mandate. Act according to your mandate. And you find that people are scared of what you cannot be scared of. A soldier is different from any other person. A soldier is a soldier. A soldier does not run away from any other type of enemy. A soldier stands in defense and protection of his country and its people. A soldier has a responsibility and duty to its country and its people, the nation and the state. The state is the Republic of South Africa. The nation is the people in the Republic. It is important to take note that every day the Defense Force says, no, Mangolele, continue to stay at home and then don't come, we will not pay your salary. It's them basically babysitting or protecting this particular lie. It is true. This is the lie on my name. As a family, every time you will meet this particular lie, I am presenting it to you such that you know that OB, it means offensive behavior. Sec 105, it means section 105. And when you go to section 105, because we are Defense Act personnel, we act in accordance with the Defense Act. There is section 105, the OB, offensive behavior. There is what they say I'm convicted on, and then I have never stood such trial. They could not even produce it from the record of court or in the record of court when they were called to do so. So people, let's get hore ke hafa or ke tseya dilo otherwise outside the context of law, whereas you need to understand hore I am thorough in what I do, and then I do it as best as I can, and then I explain it to everyone with dignity, honor, courage, and integrity. So I ask you to understand this, and then I ask you to understand that you will not accept any pension money from the Defense Force even if I die. You will accept the salary that must be paid from this particular date when the misrepresentation started, and subsequently the promotions and all the things, the benefits that needs to become in that particular part must be paid. You are not going to listen to any other thing other than the rectification of these particular terms and compel the defense force to present the truth on my name. I say this to you because I am tired. I am tired of fighting the same thing. I am tired of calling the same people, with them telling me that they don't want to obey the Defense Act. They don't want to obey the supremacy of the Constitution. And when you understand what exactly is the Defense Act, the Defense Act is where the President hereby has assented the Act, which is hereby published for general information, that the Act is there to provide for the defense of the Republic and for matters connected therewith. I am thorough in what I do. And when I talk about Parliament, Parliament is the first principle that governs my execution of duties. That is Parliament. The formulation and execution of defense policy is subject to the authority of Parliament and the National Executive. In exercising any power or performing any duty in terms of this Act, I know it like that. So when you say I'm following a manual to bake a cake solo, or lesego to do any other thing that must be done in accordance with the Constitution and the law, know it to be true that Abutaho follows the Constitution and the law to the T. And he does not play, he just only becomes very noble in doing so, as I am right now. I am an officer in the Defense Force, and therefore proclaimed a gentleman. It is a trade that I must exercise to all people at all times, and not abuse my authority, position, for any other motive, for any other political gain. Currently, people are not are not obeying the supremacy of the Constitution of the Constitution and the rule of law. They are obeying the supremacy of persons by the name of Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa and others. And when I say so, I am not being disrespectful. I am being explicitly direct to you. I cannot say no, they are obeying the supremacy of Kensani, for example, or they are obeying the supremacy of Panasco, for example, as a person. No, I will be misleading you. I love you all. I serve and defend the country and its people. I ask you to understand, they told themselves because they are in the highest office, they will drive it such that the law does not operate equally to all people. And they will do it in front of all of you. And they do so thinking or hariboni, because bona they are powerful people, have a challenge or anything like that. My courage, honor, dignity, and integrity compels me to challenge any enemy that is against the supremacy of the Constitution and the rule of law. I am compelled. And now you find that the people that I must challenge are the people that must pay my salary. And it is true, it is their function. They must pay my salary. And subsequent to that, let the law follow as to why is my salary being paid only this particularly. That is exactly what must happen. So for them, they want, we'll pay your salary and then we are sorry, and then we carry on. We did not do it, and we'll do it again to somebody else. Who re tlo sotla mang gape the way re sutlileng Mangolele ka teng? Who are we going to make suffer the way we've made Mangolele suffer? Who? It's like you are proud to be making people suffer. But no, unfortunately, continue and suffer there. You must wait for the Chief of Defence Force. He's busy taking over the South African National Defence Force, and then he's busy with other things. So people are suffering. Is none of this business. That is what Namas believe from the PSO of the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, General Rosane Mopwanya. That is what they will cause you to believe. Mangolele, he was in prison for 5 years. No, the chief was busy. They will tell you any other nonsense, so other than to tell you the actual truth, so that they save their own skin from being prosecuted for the wrong that they have done. I have nothing personal with people. I have everything professional with them. Batho ba ntshokodisa ka bomo, batho ba le sokodisa as my family members, intentionally so. And I am not happy that that is happening. And they are doing it deliberately. We know you are not happy. Omongena is going to tell me, trespassing, you must be arrested, you must stay in jail. It's written in law. It's written, trespassing, it's an unarrestable offense in which a person cannot be detained while awaiting trial. This one, trespassing, you must be detained. I'm saying so because I'm the judge. President Cyril Ramaphosa has sent me to say so to you. I am the judge here. Mangolele, you will stay in jail until proven innocent. You are guilty, Mangolele. Stay in jail. And when you come out of jail, we are going to give you a suspended sentence. Yeah. After you have served more than the required jail time, 3 times more. Abuse of power, it is what I am against. And Ramaphosa must go. Yes, that is what must happen. Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane and other people who are signatories to the letters that have been done or written to conspire against me to achieve these current aggravating circumstances. Yes, and I am not begging people to do their job. I am telling people to do their job. In actual fact, you are commanding people to do their job because you are a lieutenant commander anyway. But today you don't want. No, you are not a lieutenant commander. You are not even a lieutenant commander. Even if you are a lieutenant commander, you are not a lieutenant commander. It's not your rank. No, it's not your rank. You are a mister. We are telling you. We are trying to educate you that. We are trying to educate your children to believe that. We are trying to educate everybody to believe that you are fired. Believe that you are fired. Believe that you are imprisoned for a period not exceeding 5 years. Believe it, Mangolele. Believe it, believe it, Mangolele, believe it. That is what they are saying, and that cannot be. It is not like that. I am not moved. I am not moved by lies. The Honorable Thandi Modise, as the Minister of Defense, must function and earn her salary accordingly. And in terms of Section 80 of the Defense Act, do what must be done. This thing, it's painful to me as a person, and people don't want to hear that. No, Mangolele is not feeling pain, and Mangolele, we see he's making a video, but he's not sending the video to the relevant authorities. He's not reporting corruption to Corruption Watch. He's not reporting anything to anyone, and one. So it is the issue of people not wanting to do their part. And not wanting to do their part is like they are told, hey, once you help Mangolele, your South Africa is not going to be well, and what. And then the sad part is that one always get these particular things where, like now, the president has acknowledged on this particular terms on Friday, August the 6th, this day 4 days ago, that we acknowledge with thanks receipt of your correspondence and address to the President of South Africa, His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa. Going forward, the presidential hotline that will respond to all service delivery related issues. The contact number for the presidential hotline is 17737. All other matters referred to President will receive the required attention, and response will be communicated as soon as. Thank you. These people, they never respond. That's all they do in all the things that you are saying. And then this, what pains me is that it is done to all people. It is what you people do not see, that it can be done to any of you. Any of you. And that is not how the system must operate. The system must be effective. Effectiveness is equals to results. How do you become effective when results are not there? Because the result that they are achieving, these particular people, is constantly to say, Mangolele, we are not going to fix the criminal activity and corruption on your name. We are not going to do it. Yo. We are not. We are the defense force. We will support this criminal activity, corruption. As long as it's on your name, it's fine. We are not going to do it. We are not going to do it. We know we bribed the judges to this extent and all these things, and then we will lie to them because we have authority to lie to people, like we were hoping to exact this authority to you. These people are killing me alive. I am tired of living like this. I am tired of being disrespected as a person. I am tired of people not following the law. And then I say this as true to say to all of you that we must protect our children. We must protect their future. We must do so. The South African Music Rights Organization has few days ago sent this particular notification to say they are currently receiving a high volume of applications. May someday maybe some delay in responses and so forth. They are communicating that is where the national anthem must be changed. And for the national anthem to change, somebody must stand up for it to change. And somebody can be anybody. It can be you, it can be you, it can be her, it can be him, it can be any other person. In this case, that person is me. My family, I thank you all for supporting me. I thank you all for taking care of my grandmother. It pains me more to think of her every day. And I tried by all means to make this particular thing simple to her to understand. And I trust you also to understand this particular reality as to what exactly is wrong with your brother. So ke didimetse o polakeng abuti no I'm telling you right now hey ntho mpolayang ke batho ba defense force ko officing ya chief of the South African National Defense Force ha ba batlo latela molao the highest office of discipline e ba corrupt. It is not nice, but that is the bottom line. The highest office in the country is corrupt. Corruption, I think, it ranges from now, simply from the 1st of July, to now, the 10th of August. I have written a letter to them. They know about that particular letter. And that's the only one thing that they must solve. They refuse to solve it. I am moved by the task before me. I am humbled by it, and I shall execute it. There's nothing much that I can do other than to do what must be done. I thank you for understanding, and I thank you for listening. Understand that I want my children to be part of your children, to be part of you, to know you, and to play with your children and be one united family. Like all other families, I want that. This thing is destroying it, and I cannot assist it in destroying it by agreeing to lies simply because they are powerful more than the defense force. They are not. All people are equal before the law. They must be treated with respect. They must know what is respect of the Constitution and the law, because if my children, as they see how their father respects the Constitution and the law, and then are taught not to respect such Constitution and the law, what you get is something that will not follow the Constitution and the law, as is the case. Ke a le kopa tlhaloganyang seemo se, le tlhaloganye bonnete ba sona, le tlhaloganye se se leng mo morago ga sona. I am going forward. I know a lot of people are hurt. I know a lot of people feel sorry. I know a lot of people see this particular truth as you see it. I know that to be true because that is what I am doing. I'm telling you the truth. So I am telling you the truth, and then I have showed you that particular truth. There's no need for you to be wondering, okay, what happened and what happened. Focus on our children and then our country and its people, including yourselves. Do not be forced into despair and self-preservation to destroy our family, such that we do not unite and then hold hands together and work forward. Fellow South Africans, my family, ke a le leboga. Thank you. Wena, so